What's going on, sleepers? The spice must flow, and so does the info. We're diving into the latest Dune Awakening live stream from developer Funcom. The live stream dropped some serious details about mid-to-endgame content, all the stuff that we were locked out of from the beta. I've linked the full live stream in the description, but I'm breaking down the stuff that I think really matters. So let's hit it. This one caught me off guard. Friendly fire? Yeah, I expected it for factions, but it's also going to apply to guildmates. Yup, you can absolutely blast Steve from accounting if he gets in your line of fire.
And you can see our new team marker system in the game here. It's deliberately only for the 4-person groups. I will not allow this to be in the game for guilds because I want, especially I know people talk about Zergs. I think when Zerg guilds and there's 40 people attacking each other on the screen, if everybody can see who's in their guild, it's very easy to target the people that you're trying to Zerg. But if it's just the group, then it's much more difficult for Zergs to actually not do friendly fire. Yeah. And there is full friendly fire on guilds.
Now I'll be honest, I missed that detail before. I knew faction members weren't safe, but guildmates too? That's wild. So yeah, tactical meat shields are a go. I'm not proud, but I am practical. Next up, while they were doing a demonstration of the cartography, the devs dropped this gem about roles within guilds.
But there's roles here, right? Again, we tried to really build this game with different roles for different people within guilds.
Exactly.
So the idea is, maybe I'm just the scout, and that's what I do because I hate, going into fights. But I go out, I bring back the information. Then people who like building bases are planning what our logistics are going to be and what we're going to be doing this week in the deep desert. What do we need to harvest? What do we need for our crafting?
Now, I do indeed love this idea and love the fact that devs are thinking this way and have actually planned for this. But of course, no plan survives first contact with players. Hopefully guilds will embrace the idea of having roles other than, PvPer and crafter. Guys, if you're liking this breakdown so far, hit that like button, subscribe to stay updated on everything Dune Awakening. I'm gonna have more breakdowns, builds, and chaos coming your way. Now here's where things get juicy. The Landsraad. This is the political endgame loop, and it's not just a gimmick. You literally have a board of squares. 5 squares across, 5 squares down. Factions complete tasks to claim the squares. Get 5 in a row, and boom, your faction wins that week's Landsraad and is able to set a worldwide decree. So let's look at this on-screen example. To capture House Haggle Square, your faction has to control a control point that's in the game, and also you need to deliver some buggies to the quartermaster at your faction's fortress, whichever faction you might be. So this is not just about sweaty PvP. It's a combo, and that's a really big deal. Now I'm gonna be honest with you, Cone Carnage had a solid interview where this topic actually came up.
They become non-PvP related kind of thing?
So none of the tasks right now in the Landsraad are 100% PvP. Just to be clear about that, right? I don't think that was obvious, maybe.
I definitely thought it was mostly PvP. It sounded like the end game thing.
It's kind of the opposite, I would say. What every Landsraad square on that board is asking for about 70,000 points. The way you achieve those points is through multiple different things. One of them is taking a control point in the deep desert, which is a PvP. and then you earn 10 points per hour that you hold a control point, right?
Okay.
Adding up.
Okay.
But there's another task under that, which is deliver 5 fully crafted ornithopters to the quartermaster. And that gets you 700 points per ornithopter delivered. The people who like to craft and participate, it has nothing to do with PvP for them. It's just that they have to go out, mine resources, and craft these ornithopters to deliver. And so there's multiple tasks per Landsraad square that can be achieved. All of them contain some PvE tasks. All of them have a PvP component as well. So you can choose your activity and how you... So that's why I was saying to the guy's question, and sort of the same thing here. Like, yes, okay, our faction has a 33% damage bonus. Everybody in our faction has that this week, this Landsraad period. And the other faction might choose to focus on the non-combat tasks because it will help them, right?
So theoretically, someone could join a guild as a support member that, let's say, has some accessibility things that make it so they can't do PvP because, you know, one of their hands isn't working properly, and they could still completely participate every week by just focusing on the non-combat stuff.
100%. That is the goal, right?
Okay.
Make the system work so that people can be involved. Yeah.
I like that.
Guilds that ignore crafting and farming are going to fall behind. Solo players, they're not just viable, they might very well be critical. If you can gather and craft enough, whether it be for your faction or the opposing factions, you're going to be able to eat. Now let's talk quickly about the third faction. It won't be there at launch, but it's going to be coming soon after. And when it arrives, it's designed to balance the scales between the two dominant factions. During Cone Carnage's interview, this was also spoken about, and it's really important to pay attention to what they say here.
So the third faction, they're not coming at launch, but they're coming sometime after launch. The third faction's job will be to keep the Landsraad in balance. Is essentially the way I describe it.
Interesting.
The third faction only get rewarded when the factions finish each week neck and neck.
Oh,
Their
that's
job
cool.
is to ensure balance, and they have a different set of tools. They are not competing in the Landsraad in the way that the other factions are competing. They're playing checkers while the others are playing chess. That's kind of the point of that third faction, and we will bring that in. They're also heavily lore-based, and it should work well.
That not only sounds super interesting, but that sounds like an awesome place for solo players.
Now I'm going to be honest. Whether it's the Fremen or the Bene Gesserit or somebody else, they're going to be the wild card. This sounds like it could be pure chaos. Because I don't think the third faction is going to be claiming squares on the Landsraad. I think the third faction will be able to undo claims. So for argument's sake, if the Atreides claim the House Haggle square, this third faction is going to be able to come in, fulfill some requirements, and then suddenly that square will no longer be for House Atreides. This third faction is going to be perfect for disruptors and for solo players who just want to flip the board instead of playing by the rules. Alright guys, so quick reminder. Head Start is kicking off on June 5th. Set your alarms, hydrate, stock up on the spice. You're going to find all the videos I referenced down below in the description. Check them out for all of the information that they have. To sum it up, friendly fire is always on, so don't trust Steve. Guild structure is going to matter. You're going to need not just PvP sweats, you're going to need the farmers and the crafters too. And honestly, the example that they give about scouts, I think is going to be one of the most important roles, especially right after the wipe of the deep desert. The Landsraad isn't just politics, it's the real endgame. Solo players, you guys aren't just viable anymore. you guys could very well be the carriers to victory. Because when this third faction drops, that's where the chaos is gonna live. Hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment. Let me know, which role are you planning to play in the Landsraad game? Commander? Crafter? Surveyor? Or something else entirely, like maybe Saboteur? Good luck, have fun, and thump them all.